So what makes our service unique is that we really become someone's personal art consultant. There's no charge for our visits, or no fee, but what we really do is we come to people's homes and we bring quality paintings, and we first of all talk about just the different criteria that are used for determining value in art, the different periods and different styles, and try to give someone a real sense and understanding of the art market. And collector clients always tell us that they really enjoy this educational experience because it's just really not available in a gallery environment, and that's really what makes us so unique. You know, why you ask, well, why do you think people collect art? It's not really just about the beauty of a painting. I think art, in a way, is really a window into the time that the artist lived and what was happening when the painting was created. In a way, we're traveling back in time and we can understand what was happening culturally. You know, the artist has often been influenced psychologically, politically, and we can go back and look at a different period several hundred years ago. And in a way, we're creating a timeline of very important events in society and politics in our own home that we can enjoy every day. Well, I think it comes down, really boils down to education. Often when I talk to people about, you know, I ask people have they ever collected art before, what they normally say is no, we don't really have the means to buy fine art. And I think really all they're saying is, unfortunately, they've not been able to find the time necessary, you know, to develop that knowledge, to feel comfortable about the idea of investing money in art. We have all heard of artists like Monet or Cézanne, the household names of Impressionist painters that studied, you know, and painted between, you know, 1880 and 1920. Whereas there was a huge number of artists, particularly American Impressionist painters, that traveled to France and studied in France, and they studied at the same schools that these artists that we all heard of studied in. They ended up painting the same subject matters, and they exhibited in the same exhibitions often and the same museums, but they're not the household names that we'd hear of. But as the price of the Monets and Cézannes become higher and higher and higher, so do these lesser known artists that gradually move up the scale. So how did I start collecting art? Well, as a young boy, you know, I used to collect stamps, and I'd always go to London with my dad to buy the first edition of stamps. But I also loved art as well. And you know, when I was 13, I remember getting an art scholarship to go to Bedford Boys School in the UK. And then I went and followed that up, and I studied art at university. So I've always had a passion for the visual beauty of art, but I also understand market value, and I think that's another important aspect as well. And that's a fascinating part about art. It's an area that combines economics and finance and politics and sociology and psychology, and it's something that kind of encompasses all these different aspects, and that's what I find so fascinating about the art world. So what advice would I give to someone who's just starting out collecting? Well, like John Paul Getty said, you know, he said that anyone can really build an art collection. They need not have an education in art. They need not have a fortune to spend on art. See, anyone can build an art collection. It may just be works on paper, or it may be oil paintings. But if we buy carefully, if we buy etchings or works on paper, which is personally how I started collecting art, gradually over time, as they appreciate in value, we can upgrade these things because they have real value. Whereas if I just bought my decorative painting, it has no real value to it. There's no secondary value to it.